Welcome to Jamaican Roots and Culture. I'm Pat Clark. Amy Bailey is remembered as one of Jamaica's strongest advocates for women's rights. Amy Bailey, OJ, OD, OBE, MBE, was a Jamaican educator, social worker, and women's rights advocate. She was a co-founder of the Jamaican aid organization Save the Children and was a driving force behind the drive for introducing birth control to the island. Amy Bailey received many honors and awards in her career, including the Order of British Empire, the Jamaica Order of Distinction, and the Marcus Garvey Award for Excellence in 1988. In 1990, shortly before her death, she was honored with the Order of Jamaica. Amy Beckford Bailey was born on the 27th of November, 1895, in Walderston, Manchester, to Anne Lawson and William Frederick Bailey. Bailey was the fifth of 8 children born to her parents, who were both teachers. Her father was a founder of the Jamaica Union of Teachers and encouraged all of his children to become teachers, as there were few other opportunities open to black Jamaicans. After attending elementary school at Mount Olivet Primary School, Bailey studied at Shortwood Teachers College, graduating in 1917. Soon thereafter, Bailey was stricken with severe dysmenorrhea. While recuperating, she studied on her own to learn accounting, bookkeeping, and shorthand. In January 1920, Bailey began teaching at the Kingston Technical High School when she was hired to replace her sister, who was taking a 3-month leave of absence. Ivy didn't return to the school, and Bailey, who began as a shorthand instructor, remained until 1958. After she retired from Kingston Technical, Bailey taught at the College of Arts, Science and Technology between 1958 and 1963. In 1936, Amy Bailey and her sister Ina founded the Women's Liberal Club, WLC, with the goal of helping women improve their employment opportunities, as rarely were they promoted for the qualifications, but instead by having to query favor from prominent men. They believed that by improving the socio-economic status of women, they would improve their cultural and national pride. In 1939, the Women's Liberal Club organized a conference to allow women to discuss the problems they faced. Issues they highlighted were that women were barred from participation in the Legislative Council, could not be appointed as officials such as inspectors, jurors, justices of the peace, and police officers. They were barred from upper positions in civil service jobs, and that racial discrimination impacted their employment opportunity. Bailey formalized these issues into recommendations which were submitted to the governor in 1941 and led to a law prohibiting sex discrimination. The law allowed women to hold public office and eliminated employment bans for women. She openly addressed the racial discrimination which relegated black-skinned Jamaicans to menial jobs and poverty, brown-skinned Jamaicans to middle-class, blue-collar jobs, and white Jamaicans to positions of authority. Though the Women's Liberal Club Conference had proposed a law for the end of racial discrimination to be passed, that was one of the recommendations upon which the government refused to act. Bailey and May Farquharson joined forces in 1937 and began working on other strategies to improve the lives of women. One of the issues they discussed was family planning, and another was an initiative called Save the Children Fund, which they founded in 1938. With seed money given by May's father, Arthur Farquharson, Bailey traveled to London with Una Marson to raise funds for providing food, clothing, and textbooks for Jamaican school children. The women successfully continued the program despite the various organizations which disapproved, until the government finally took over family planning. In 1944, the advisor to the Controller for Colonial Development and Welfare for the West Indies publicly criticized Jamaican women for their lack of contribution to their nation. Amy Bailey took the words as a call to action and founded the Homecraft Training Center, as a way to build their dignity and self-respect while teaching them skills. In 1946, with her own funds, she made a down payment on the property at 4 Rosedale Avenue in Kingston, and began offering home economics courses. The center offered training in catering, cooking, domestic skills, and sewing, as well as English language and arithmetic to girls. Amy Bailey headed the center until 1978 when she retired. Bailey died on the 3rd of October 1990 at Nuttall Memorial Hospital in Kingston, Jamaica. In 1990, a documentary was produced by Sistering Research on the lives of Bailey and Farquharson, their remarkable friendship, and their work for women's political and economic equality. On International Women's Day, March 8, 1990, Amy Bailey and May Farquharson were awarded the Order of Jamaica for their contributions to women's rights. A ceremony bestowing the order was held on June 5, 1990. And now, to end Jamaican roots and culture, here's our famous quotation from the Black diaspora. The African, because of their violent differences between what was native and what he was forced to in slavery, developed some of the most complex and complicated ideas about the world imaginable. The words of Emiri Baraka for Jamaican